probably couldn't because it was down here.
Oh, the levels.
The levels were down. I don't know.
I could hear us in here earlier though. So
Can you hear me now?
yeah.
Good. All right, so let's talk about toxic. Yeah, whatever. So let's talk about toxic femininity at this point, because that's what this boils down to. You know what I'm saying? The whole gentlewoman thing. It's taking this too far. Y'all remember back in the day, and even still, it's a lot of men that will not eat a woman's spaghetti because they had this belief that women were trying to do voodoo on them, and they would put menstrual blood in the spaghetti sauce as some kind of voodoo or hoodoo to keep a man, to keep you there, right?
Yeah.
Y'all have heard of this, right?
Everyone's heard of this.
Okay. Well, now they're doing something that just is like, we're not even gonna. It's no voodoo. We don't care. We're just gonna come out with it and just put it in your face. Y'all, they're making bloody cereal. Womb cereal.
Oh.
Period stigma. Period cereal. Okay, it's called a menstrual-themed breakfast featuring womb-shaped cereal, and it's been launched in a bid to kickstart conversations about periods in the home. In an effort to highlight the lack of period conversations among friends and family, intimate wellness brand Intima has created Period Crunch, a unique uterus-shaped breakfast cereal. Each and every raspberry flavored piece of the cereal is shaped like a uterus and bright red, which dyes the milk a distinctive red. The box also includes conversation prompts and a diagram of the female reproductive system for people to identify where the uterus is located in the body. The unusual launch was inspired by a survey of over 2,000 adults. That wasn't enough. From the brand, which showed that almost half, 48%, of people are too embarrassed to talk about their period, while more than 3/4, 77%, have never mentioned their periods in everyday household social settings, such as around the breakfast table. Okay, so let's start with my period is not for breakfast.
Yeah.
The fact that we have not talked about periods at the breakfast table, or that most people don't talk about periods in everyday settings, is probably because they have decorum. And you don't have any decorum at this point. Y'all, everything, there's a time and place for everything. Should we have more conversations about our bodies? Yes, we absolutely should. But I'd rather y'all do this at the beauty shop. At least it's all girls there, and I wouldn't even want it there, to be honest with you. Y'all, this is not what we want to talk about. Like, I'm a grown woman, and I'm being 100% honest with y'all. I had an accident recently, and I was so embarrassed as a grown-up. I'm like, I am 40. To still be dealing with this shit is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And yes, there are women that go through multiple things with their uterus that if they talked about it to a doctor, they probably would be in better shape. More than likely. But cereal.
That's what.
This is not on brand. And I'm talking about Raisin Bran.
What I get the concept of wanting the conversation, right? But let's normalize the conversation in normal settings, because all you're going to
do at the doctor's office.
Yeah, and even if you
let this cereal be at the doctor's office only.
If you don't have access to medical care, right? So, but you don't have access to medical care, kids do need people to talk to, right? I don't understand how drinking bloody cereal milk is going to. All you're going to do is promote period sex That whole generation is just gonna be period sexers, like because what the concept, and then there's studies that show if food looks a certain way, you don't eat it. Your brain does not recognize it as food. It could be chocolate, but if it's shaped like shit, you're gonna taste shit. So what is gonna happen when you eat baby uteruses covered in fucking red raspberry milk?
Yo, all they need are little eggs and babies.
I mean,
as marshmallows.
I'm saying
marshmallow babies and marshmallow eggs.
What's next?
The stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Why would y'all do this?
You're gonna have sperm cereal next, so that we learn about male anatomy. Are we gonna be spoonfuls of sperm?
No, because they would claim that that's toxic masculinity. Like toxic femininity ain't a thing.
That is so.
Who were these 48% and these 2,000 people you talk to? Because I promise you, if it was one black girl from the hood in there, she'd be like, y'all stupid.
Y'all nasty.
Y'all really made this cereal?
I know who it was.
Like, y'all had enough money for this? There is so many other things that y'all could have made.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still trying to get y'all to put more cranberries in the Raisin Bran Crunch.
Yeah. Fill up the chip bags. How about that? Like, it was them,
So what happens when you go over to spend the night at your homegirl house and her mom pull out some cereal and it's called Coochie Crunch? Period pebbles. Menstrual marshmallows. Why are we having cereal to have a conversation about our coochie? This is not the time or place. I am really just. I want more cranberries in my Raisin Bran Crunch. Like that. I want more chips in my Lay's.
Right.
Like it's so much. I want less Monster in my Monster drink. It's so many other things that we could have been doing. Like we could have been taking the bull testicles out of Red Bull. It's so many other things.
Take the balls out of Red Bull.
Yeah, it's so many other things y'all could have been doing. But no, y'all making period crunch cereal. What's the crunch? What's the crunch? Huh? Does it come with blood clots? Oh, this is nasty. This is the most nastiest shit I've ever heard of in my life.
Ew. Oh. And then it's raspberry. Like,
this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my life. Where is your marketing department?
Man.
Please hire me.
I know who it was.
Please hire me, marketing department.
At like Agnes Scott College, at like an all. It was these little interns, and there were those white ladies that wear bandanas because, you know, it was them. The one, yeah, it had to be because that don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. The thing is, we are talking about periods, and that was their point. But I don't see nobody like you're not going to Kroger buying no damn period crunch. Like you can't. Please don't. If y'all want to talk about periods, just call me. We can talk. We don't have to eat that shit.
That's what she said.
And you're going to get one nasty little boy that's like, oh, I love this shit.
Just walking around eating it dry. If you eating dry you got to wet it first.
Yes.
It's got to get wet. Your mama ain't teach you nothing, huh?
Not at all.
Teach you how the uterus work. Shoot. Give me.
But come on, man. Please.
Up next, from the makers of Coochie Crunch, comes clitoris galore. Like, what's next? What's next?
Penis popsicles, because we have to do both genders, right?
Yeah.
Are you gonna have little?
We already have penis popsicles.
What, those rockets?
Yeah.
They are. I want a rocket.
It's got a tip and everything.
It do. It is all colored and stuff.
Never ate them popsicles.
What?
No.
I mean, I'm not a fan, but I like them. You know, like straight.
No, and no. And whoever, I really would like to find out who the marketing director is on this and how you are planning to market this to the masses because I wouldn't even watch the commercial.
Mm-mm. The red milk is the kicker for me.
The red milk is a very big thing.
Yeah.
But there aren't any marshmallows in it. So I'm saying no. Marketing director.
Mm-hmm. Would that be
add some clitoris marshmallows?
Mm. There's this cereal cafe out in London. I think it closed down after the pandemic, but I wonder if they would have put this on the shelves. Like,
yo, there is a podcast called oh God, I was on it a long time ago. I need to send this to them.
Yeah, because this is we're gonna put it up on All Hustle No Fear so y'all can see this little.
This is the craziest thing I've ever heard of. Chris talking about I had to come over to YouTube to watch. Yo, yeah. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. I almost want to go buy it just so I can see it in person.
That's what they.
It's not gonna be in the hood though. This is definitely a regional cereal. You are not gonna sell any of this in the hood. How many boxes of this did y'all make? How many Coochie Crunches did y'all put in the production? How much money did y'all put behind it? $40?
Definitely.
41.
Definitely.
Crazy. Wow. I can't with this one. All right, y'all. We're about to go to a quick break. When we get back from this break, we're talking about LeBron James. I love that man.
LeBron James.
I do. I got a real feeling one day I'm gonna meet him in person though.
Okay. I'm indifferent, but I definitely respect him.
I mean, you like Kanye, so
yes,
we can't use your judgment.
What? I like Sunshine too. What's up?
Remember how I said Libras? Hard and cold.
You are my perfect match.
I'm trying to tell you, I'm a perfect match for a lot of people.
That's what Instagram said.
I know. I'm a perfect match for a lot of people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's just, can you keep me entertained? That's the thing. It takes a lot. All right, y'all. It's time for us to go on a break. We got some good music, though. We've got Dubs of Hash with Rosewood. And then after that, we also have St. Don with Black Hearted. Y'all stay tuned. Y'all make sure y'all follow these people because they're dope as hell.
Good music.
Absolutely love it. And then later on in the day, we got new music.
Hey,
I got some new music.
New music.
I always love when I get some new music because that just lets me know that y'all are out there working.
Yes, and we'll help you.
Yep.
Help you.
Yep. And make sure y'all stay for the third hour of the show because we have Insta Trolls coming up. And y'all know on Insta Trolls, I find y'all some good shit. We got some cussing kids. This is All Hustle No Fear on Hits 92.3, the real definition of you and me. No, internet radio. Internet radio. Okay, so it happened. Y'all already know how this goes. We'll be off of a subject and be like, we're going to move on. And then the behind the scenes happen. And then it becomes, no, we got to keep talking about this. So, okay, fellas, I know y'all are like, these bitches are still talking about periods and we don't listen when y'all talk about periods. But now we're on your side on this one. So we're starting to read a little bit more, and I realized that the article that I got is from Yahoo News. And so here comes Alex doing her due diligence as a producer, and she's like, let me look up on some stuff on it too, and she finds some stuff on Essence. So go ahead and tell us what you find on Essence and what they're trying to say about it.
So on Essence, they're really saying that this period crunch cereal, the conversation is really geared more towards Black women. We asked about who they surveyed, right? That was one of our questions. So 600 of those people were Black women. And they're saying that...
Yahoo brings none of this up, just so y'all know. Because that's really why we started to get into it now. Because I'm like, okay, come on. Okay, right? So come on.
So then they start giving statistics. And apparently 82% of people... Which we already got an issue, like... People includes men, right? So 82% of people cannot correctly identify where the uterus is located. And I can understand that if half of those people are men. They don't care where the uterus is located,
can Can you identify where a man's period? No, what is that?
That little middle piece. Oh, prostate.
Yeah. Can a woman identify where a man's prostate is? And you can't just say the booty hole,
right?
Because it's not just in the booty hole. It's up there to the left somewhere and around the corner.
Cough, cough.
So of course you wouldn't be able to. Right. I mean, come on, y'all. Like we got to make common sense of this. Keep going, because this is stupid.
It is. It's very interesting. So then, so basically, the way the slant of this article from this editor is just really trying to inform Black women that periods are okay. There's no one for Black women to talk to due to medical racism, which we definitely know that's a real thing. We definitely
know that's a real thing. And when it comes to the uterus, a lot more Black women have issue with fibroids, with uterine fibroids. They have more issues with ectopic pregnancies. They have more issues with bleeding, honestly, there are issues and topics that need to be brought up more. But our issue is cereal.
Yeah.
So we kept saying, of course, thinking of marketing, was like, you can't put this in every grocery store. This can't just be on the aisles. This is going to have to be in selected stores or whatever. And then here comes Alex as my program director.
Oh, yeah. You can purchase, you can request the cereal. You have to email them because they're not.
Y'all know All Hustle No Fear about to get this cereal.
Oh yeah, if y'all, do y'all want the?
No.
Oh, okay. No.
Y'all do y'all own due diligence. Yeah, I'm not telling y'all how to get periods.
Y'all go ahead and y'all could request the cereal. But I'm sitting here looking at these statistics, and they're saying that there's 25% of Black women have never been taught to use tampons. They've never. 55% say they don't know how. These are grown women, and they did use.
Why is that necessary? Especially when we know that tampons have a high rate of toxic shock syndrome. It's not necessary.
I feel like I feel like any solution to your period should be explored, right? So you have pads, you have tampons, you have those little cups that flip inside out that I have no idea how they work. I feel like you should explore all of them and find what's best for you. I do remember having a friend who was in so much pain one day because her period tampon, she had inserted the entire thing, including cardboard, inside of her. And I'm sorry if it's all too graphic for y'all, but no, it actually gets very interesting. And the fact that they did use Black media brands to do this research, I still want to know.
No. You okay? Now go back to the thing that we were talking about when I was like, nah, now we got to talk about it. As far as the workplace, listen to this statistic, you guys.
Let's see. I gotta find that again. About talking in the workplace.
Yeah.
Ooh, I gotta find that one.
So basically, she was saying that they're saying that most people do not talk or feel comfortable about talking about their periods in the workplace, and I'm like, as you shouldn't. And it should be considered sexual harassment.
No, yeah.
If a woman is at work, fellas, I'm absolutely on your side on this, okay? If a woman is at work consistently and constantly discussing her cycle, then you should go straight to HR and file sexual harassment on her.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you exactly why. Because the first thing that you imagine and you start thinking about is what area. And you can't tell me that if a man wasn't walking around talking about his testicular cancer or his balls itch or whatever issues men have, you know what I'm saying? That a woman wouldn't feel offended and feel as though she can go to HR and say, this is sexual harassment. Listen, y'all, this is where I come in and I'm like, there's such thing as toxic femininity. You cannot have a yin and not have a yang. There is no reason. I need you to find that because I don't want them to think that I'm saying making this up, that these people are saying that we should be talking about this outside. Like the thought of talking about this outside of your personal your personal homogenous zone. My brain is so flustered right now. I can't think of words. So this is pissing me off. Like the only men that need to figure out to talk about this are girl dads.
Yes, girl dads. But they don't talk about it at work. Right. Anything that happens in the bathroom she'd stay in the bathroom in a work environment, right? If you have an issue, go home and talk to whoever. But if you at work, it's in the bathroom. It's in the bathroom for a reason. So y'all, like, because I've worked in environments with a lot of women, like corporate environments, and they do get real flagrant about things that go on.
And some women are extremely graphically, and I'm a very modest person in this situation. Like when it comes down to this, it's like, listen, let me tell you something. The most you're gonna get out of me is it started and my stomach hurt. That's all you need to know.
You might not even get it. But yeah, I'm very
you know what I mean? Like that's
what's the word? Is it couth? Like my mom always taught me that's private business, man.
Yeah.
Private business.
Now when I'm at the doctor's office, I'm all like this. What's up, doc? Hey, fix it. You know what I'm saying? That's where you need to be. And that's the thing that kills me. You want people to be public in private settings and be private in public settings. Like, no. Why ain't we talking? The only way you should be able to get this cereal is at the doctor's office. It should be a snack.
But that's what I'm saying.
In the waiting room.
In health class, in 5th grade health class.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
What if you do get ball sack cereal? Because now we have to learn about balls too, right?
Nuts drop.
Right?
Nuts drop.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
For real.
Nuts drop.
They do.
Nut drop cereal. Cereal. Right?
Well, I can see the vibe when you said that.
I mean, but what's next? We gonna start telling the kid, like, having hair in the city, like y'all. We have become a society where decorum and morals are becoming less and less. Like, the moment we start letting y'all motherfuckers put our elbows on the table, it just went downhill. Soon as y'all started putting y'all elbows on the table at dinner time, we just messed up everything.
Everything went downhill.
What are you talking about, LeBron James?
I do appreciate the fact, though, it's not just out on the aisles. You do have to go and order it. I will say I do appreciate that. So they have to go get it. It's not in their face.
So Sheba said, I'm offended when someone tells me they had a hysterectomy. Go on. I don't even want to know about all that. I feel you. Like, what setting are you trying to explain to me about what's going on in here? You know what I'm saying? Like, it depends. Now, are we bestest friends? And you know what I'm saying? You telling me about your issues and stuff? Yeah. Are you my mom?
If we girl talking, I'm cool.
That's cool. But girl talk is usually 2 girls.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, I'm uncomfortable with girl talk with 8 people.
Yeah, that's
a forum.
That's a podcast.
This is a conclave.
It's a panel. But for real, you making a point though. Like, it's okay with certain conversations. I think, and I get it. The conversation we had, it just.
Evelyn, Sheba said, nah, not with a coworker. Exactly. Coworkers are not your friends. I am. Look. I didn't even invite my coworkers to my baby shower, and one of them was so mad. I think she really stopped being my friend, or not being my friend, but being my work friend. Because even then, I had to let her know work friends is work friends, and we talk about work. But when I go home, I'm not about to try to call you and tell you what's going on, because if you use that against me at work, it's a problem. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's a problem. The only person that you need to discuss your cycle with at work might be your boss if you have issues. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you might have to run out, and they be like, where are you going?
Yeah.
Do we need to discuss this, or haven't I already explained to you if I go, I'm going? You know what I'm saying? As a girl, you might have to explain it to a teacher. You know what I'm saying? But I still wouldn't even. We have to find some kind of way where everybody don't have to know everything. And I get it. You want people to feel secure and feel like they're not the only one. You want people to know that this happens to other people. You want people to feel comfortable enough to come forward and speak about their issues. This ain't how to do it. It go back to what I said yesterday. Esteem of oneself is very important. Self-esteem will make you do things that not having high self-esteem will not allow you to do. If you have a high self-regard for a self-esteem, When you go to the doctor, trust me, you gonna say, this is broken.
Mm-hmm.
Fix it. You know what I mean? If you don't have high self-esteem, when you go to the doctor and the doctor says, is anything wrong? Have you had any complications lately? Is there anything I need to know of? You're just going to sit there and be like, no, there's nothing wrong. No, bruh. We have to fix the broken issue. And the broken issue has nothing to do with communication and cereal. The broken issue has to deal with the fact that we are not giving people enough we're not teaching people to care about themselves enough to speak up for themselves, to be their own advocates.
Mm-hmm.
We're not teaching people how it's such an extreme. You either have people who are so violent and you ain't gonna be doing it, and you know, like going off, and then you have people who just can't speak up for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They're just completely just decapitated in the emotional level.
Yeah.
And this is worrisome to me.
This is
because the fact that we feel as though a cereal is the right way to create a conversation and not going into the school system and trying to do something in sex ed classes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The fact that LeBron James. LeBron James.
Why do you make that face?
So Sam is on here, and you weren't on here earlier when I posed this question to you to men, but I do have a question for men. So women go through so many different changes biologically. The female specimen. the XY specimen goes through so many physical changes throughout their life. And a lot of them are uncomfortable and hard to talk about. As a male, what physical changes do you guys go through that you have to talk about? Like, okay, if it was just you and your daughter, Sam, and your daughter was going through these things, would you feel comfortable enough to have these conversations with her? Or would you have to send her to another woman to have these conversations, right? But then having a son, what conversations do you have to have with him? I mean, other than, like we said, testicles descending and having a wet dream, what other physical things do men go through that they need another male to explain to them what's happening?
I have no idea. I'm sure it's a little bit of something. No, I don't know. I know we take the brunt of physical transformation. Women do. Just because we're, we get
you see, because you can see
all of that.
Our transformations.
I don't know. I don't know, because I'm looking at this cereal situation and just understanding that, they want the conversation to start, right? But I just think it's a weird way of doing it. It's almost like you're still saying it's not okay to have the conversation. We have to eat this cereal to bring it up. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I'm looking at it. Like, I get it. You want it in the household. That's that's great. We want to talk about it in the household. I think there might be another way to do it versus fucking bloody cereal. I think that's disgusting. I can't get over this.
I couldn't get over it
disgust.
Either. DJ BEs, you just joined. If you have, I believe you are who I think I know who this is. But if you have a daughter, are you and I'm saying this particularly, I need you to think of it as a only parent. I don't want you to think of it as a parent that has a woman in the household, because then that takes away the conversation we're trying to have. Men, do you feel as though a cereal would be able to help you have a conversation with your daughters about their cycle?
Because you still don't have the knowledge base. You still don't have, you know what I mean? Like, you still don't. And I went to the website of the creators of the cereal.
Right.
The first thing, has a little pop-up thing so you can join their little mailing list, and it says, if you're a bleeder, sign up. Just like, and I don't know if that's because I'm of my generation, because now I'm like questioning, is it because I'm older and this is how younger generations, and they talk crazy. I talk crazy, but I still think this is a little,
it's lacking decorum.
Yeah. And then what happens? So now we can talk about what happens is, okay, y'all are going from being able to speak about it.
I see your comment, and I'm about to say something.
Like, speak about it on an educated level, right? Versus it just being crass and just out there. Yeah, I think it's skipping a step.
It's something. So Sheba posed the question, do dads tell their boys about penis size? Is this a conversation that fellas have with each other? Do they talk about, is this normal? Is this, it will grow? You know what I mean? What kind of conversations do men have? And that's a great one, because I have 7 brothers, but I was never in the household with my father and my brothers to see them go through those transitional changes to see what kind of conversations men have with their boys. Let's see. Ty B said, I have had the conversation about females with my son and daughter. Beautiful. Simply because they will be around women and attracted to them. And I want them to be aware and not act childish when they see it. I absolutely agree with that. I plan on teaching my son that if he is around a girl, especially with girls coming into themselves, around this age, if he's around a young lady and she has a problem, then instead of making fun of her, I want my son to be chivalrous. You know what I'm saying? Give her your coat so she can cover herself up. You know what I'm saying? Take her to another girl or a teacher.
I mean, it's normal. What
right, exactly.
Your mom and your daughter or sister go through it.
Exactly. Yeah. I would, but that's another reason why, without it sounding kind of, strange, I'm kind of particular about how I'm naked around my son as well. I don't want my son to be one of those men that when he see boobs or see butt or whatever, he go, cartoon crazy. Yeah. I want it to be, a physical specimen. This is the human body. Right. Yeah. Exactly. So yes, I definitely do want to have a conversation with my son about it, but I don't think this is the conversation started.
And see, so now I'm, I have to look at the other side of it. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, I speak very openly with my 9-year-old daughter about periods. Periods in my household happened at an early age. So I knew, you know what I mean? I knew to be aware that.
She's already started?
Yes, she started. So,
wow.
So it's,
that's crazy to me.
It was crazy, but I knew I was smart enough to understand that she was probably going to have it. So before it started, I started having the conversation, and my son is included. It's not like, oh no, me and Brooklyn are talking. He gets to hear it. He doesn't necessarily, he's not involved in the depth of it, but he knows what's going on. He know, you know what I'm saying? He's aware. And now I'm sitting there thinking about it. There's households who can't even talk about what's for dinner, or they don't have that thing. And so
you think our generation, do you think it's generational? Do you think it's culturally, or do you think it's just Libras? Or, like what do you think and I'd like to know, anybody who's watching and listening, how comfortable are you with having those uncomfortable conversations with your kids? Yeah, because honestly, it did what it's supposed to do. It's creating a conversation.
Yeah, and that's what they said their goal was to create the conversation.
Because if I think about it, really honestly, I don't think me and my mom really had that conversation. And I have a friend who made her daughter a go bag for whenever it does start. If it does start while she's not with her, she just puts it in her book bag, and it has a change of underwear and a couple extra pads and stuff, and a pair of pants in it. And she's like, she gave that to her daughter when it came around that time. Now, me being the anthropological person that I am, a long time ago, I actually looked up what causes our society to have menstrual cycles earlier, because on average, our girls are having their cycles earlier. Did you know that a woman starting her cycle has everything to do with weight? And let me explain. So see, it's not necessarily that you are old enough or mature enough. It has more to do that your body can be able to hold and gestate and feed and everything like that. So back in the day, we actually, as humans, were smaller and we didn't have the same calorie intake that we have now. And so because of that, our women would have cycles, or they wouldn't start until late teens, right? But now, because of the hormones in our milk, because Church's chicken, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because of the things that we are including in our diet, it is causing our pituitary gland to believe that we are at that gestational age quicker than our actual physical age is there. So the hormones are being released into our body to say that the body is able to handle this and is ready to become into this market, but it's not necessarily mentally ready as, you know, the structure. And it has everything to do with our society and what's going on, what we're eating, what we're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I agree. And
that's scary.
And to be honest, I mean, so my mom handed me a book. It was called the Women's Manual when I was like, I don't know, 10. She just handed me a book and was like, here, any questions or whatever. But we got to understand that periods are still a women's issue. So men don't even like, and we know men have been in control, making the rules and all of that. So I think just over time, it's never been their issue. It's never been a problem. It's never been something they had to worry about. Their wife had their period under their skirt and, you know, back in the Pilgrim days, and that was it. And I think that's just how it's kind of been with society. Now they're ignorant to it because they've never had to deal with it.
So I've said that I believe that men actually go through monthly hormonal changes.
Oh, they do. They be having attitude.
And it's not tracked across the lunar cycle the way that a woman's cycle is tracked, to be able to say that you have PMS right now and it's in conjunction with your body sloughing off whatever internal material it's sloughing off, right? And I think because men don't have that physical reaction after the hormonal reaction, they don't believe that they have PMS. Yeah. I believe men have menstrual cycles.
They do have those hormonal changes through it.
I believe it.
They are.
I've tried to track my husband's, but I'm not trying to be funny.
No, I know.
But I tried to track my husband's, but because there's not a onset to say, okay, Yep. 2 weeks ago, you was acting foolish and now you on. I knew it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so Sam said, I talked to my boys about insecurities, especially with my older son and his wanting to be liked. But all of this is going on while they are going through puberty. So I talked to them about their mental.
With a focus on the mental aspect versus the
physical aspect of it, right? And then he also said, he said talking about penis size is a no, because my sons are different than me as far as that goes. Everybody is built different, so I don't want them to be insecure. So what about when we see the movies and things like that, where guys are in the locker room and they're is that a true depiction of what goes on in the locker room? Because I'm gonna tell y'all right now, y'all be showing women in the locker room just walking around booty ass naked, and in most situations that's not true. The only time women walk around butt ass naked like that and don't try to cover up around other women really be like Juju.
At the spa,
you know what I'm saying? Where it's like,
I know, like,
but a lot of women, even around other women, are still very self-conscious and have decorum. Like it's not a lot of me's walking around that don't care. You know.
I think for just the experiences I've had as a woman, I've never been like growing up, I played a lot of sports, but I never changed out in front of everybody. As I got older and spent a lot more time being active, like in the gym around people like that, I'm still not like just straight up naked in front of everybody, but yeah, I don't have no problem being in, some these are, and I'm talking about around strangers and stuff. I don't have no problem just being in like a bra and shorts and stuff like that. But I do know the locker room scenes you're talking about where
they be acting like women just walking around
with pillow fights and shit.
Yeah, I seen one where the girl had the towel over her shoulder and she's just butt ass naked. I'm like, that would never happen.
Yeah.
Like, if I got a towel, it's cold. I'm gonna cover up with my towel. Like, what dude wrote this?
But then I always question. Okay, the men's locker room is a place too, because it's like they all have this unwritten rule: you don't look down. Right? Men don't have privacy in bathrooms. It's very much. It's open. There's urinals.
But men have men laws.
Yeah,
they have man laws. Like if you're at I was told this one. If you're at a urinal and there's an open urinal, you do not go to the urinal next to the urinal that I'm in.
You gotta go at least one over.
You gotta go one urinal over. And I'm like, that's a law. That's a law, shouted.
It's a law.
You will get in trouble, dude.
And don't look down, right? There's no looking down when you're in there. But if you you can't look down if you're using the bathroom.
Because if I'm around a girl, I'm probably gonna look at your titties.
But that's what I was about to say. Women's and if the way women are depicted, if we're in a room and you're naked and your titties are nice, we're gonna be like, yo, titties is nice. I've grabbed titties, I've grabbed ass. It's not that uncommon. Right? So that's why I guess it's weird for me that people can't have period conversations. If y'all can grab somebody's titty, y'all can talk about a period without cereal. You know what I mean? Like, where is the... But hey, maybe we're weird. I don't know. Maybe.
But I'm married. And okay, Sam, you're married. I still don't have... I mean, like, of course, you may be like, I'm on. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I need you to know I'm on.
Yeah.
Because if I miss 1 month telling you that I came on... It's a problem. I'm at least let you know I'm on.
Yeah,
I made it this. Yeah!
Right? Congratulations!
Yes! You know what I mean? But other than that, that's about the most of the conversation that we're going to have. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to, tell you about color consistency and timing.
No,
right?
That's straight.
Yeah, that's not the conversation that we have.
Maybe that's the indicator. We just eat the cereal when we're on, so you don't have to have the conversation. Like, oh, she's eating Woomos. she's on her period. We don't even have to speak on it. You know what I mean?
I can see it now. They're gonna come out with fellatio.
With the fellatios.
Your husband sitting there talking about, so you eating your period crunch? Here go my fellatio. Write that down, please. Period crunch versus fellatios.
If you fellatios, and then it'll be like special nut milk. I'm eating fellatios and nut milk. See? All right. Where's LeBron James?
Why do y'all tune in again? Because I'm telling you right now, this whole segment, though informative, definitely classifies as what the
I mean, it was worth it to come to the fellatios. So we got fellatios.
We got fellatios now.
Man, this is gonna be a great cereal.
Oh, Ty said, you know what? I will start tracking the moods of my fiance to see if I can see when he's having a hormonal change and give it a name, please, so he can know. He can know. I need men to start knowing that they on their side. They mansicle. They mansicle. You are mansicling right now.
Menstruating. It's menstruating.
Sam said, as a male that's connected with nature and have learned a lot about self, yes, we do have times that we are more emotional or aggressive, but it's usually connected with planetary alignment and day of. A day of birth, i.e., if you're born on the 24th, then every month of that day, men usually react differently. It's funny you say the 24th because that's my husband's birthday is on the 24th. And so now, around the 24th of every month, I'm about to start, what is it, like 4 days before and 5 days after?
Right? just leave a little tampons on his bed and see what happens. Here's a box of tampons.
Up his weed count that month, that week. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think you need some mushrooms this week, bro. Right? For real. Mm-hmm. Like, this is crazy. Mm. I love you, Ty. Ty said we tune in because it's the rawest show in the world. Hey. You know, that's that word. That word is used to describe this show more than any other word.
I could see that. We are very raw.
Across the board, that word is used to describe All Hustle, No Fear more than anything I've ever heard. And at first, I kind of took it not offensively, but just I took it defensively. Mm-hmm. Right. I took it like unpolished or abrasive. Mm-hmm. But now I take it as a compliment. Yeah. I take it as fresh. True. Gritty, real. You know what I'm saying? And again, logo file. Words are spells and have so much meaning, but you got to think about it like this as well. A spell is only a spell with intent. Mm-hmm. So, you know, that whole calling each other a bitch or calling each other nigga or using the word raw or cracker ass cracker, whatever it is. It's the intent that makes the spell real. Okay? So I appreciate y'all telling me that I'm raw. Yeah. You know? I like it raw. Ew. It's always funner when it's raw. That's a word, funner. Fellati-Oh. Yo, that is the best name I've ever heard to go along with this. Fellati-Ohs. Ty said, so do they have a time where they are super horny like we are when we ovulate? I wonder if men have, you know, and I really would like, and then we're going to go off to, because I really do want to do Insta trolls today. Mm-hmm. But I really would like people to stop making it seem like all men are extremely overtly sexual. Because that's not true. Mm-mm. There are a lot of men out there who can go long periods of times and not have sex. There are men who are not ruled by their third leg. Yeah. Like there are men who can be around women that are absolutely positively naked and throwing it at them, and they have restraint. Mm-hmm. The idea of this hound dog mentality in men is over exacerbated, and I digress when I say that might be a part of toxic femininity. Mm. You know, at some point, women, we do have to take our own mental into it. Every dude that says hi to you is not trying to hit.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
I mean, but how many girls do you know, or how many women do you know that think that every dude that is either kind to them or complimentary to them is trying to
I know girls and guys like that. I do know.
You know what I'm saying? Like the moment a dude say, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm not trying to. I ain't even on it. He's like, "You have tissue on your foot."
Right? I'm just trying to help you out. Or what happens to just regular back and forth conversation? You know what I'm saying? A guy can be nice. And a girl can be nice without that meaning y'all are going to have sex. Right.
You know, educated conversation without it having to be sexual. Mm-hmm. There's a couple of people that I really just enjoy the way their brain works. Yes. You know what I mean? Yeah. I am attracted to mental people, but attraction has nothing to do with sex.
Really?
Because there's a lot of people that day to day I can't stand to be around. Mm-hmm. There's no attraction there at all. There's nothing that makes me want to be in your presence. And unless I'm being paid and I have to be here, this is utterly difficult. So you have to have some sort of attraction to a person to be able to get through most day-to-day, things.
Oh, I got what you're saying. Yeah. Just initial, just attraction.
Have you ever been around somebody and you just don't like them?
Yeah, I don't stay long. Yeah.
Exactly. So listening to that person talk is not going to be easy. You have to be in some sort of a way mentally attracted or compliant, complacent.
No, attraction is the right word. And I think when you said it initially, I'm thinking attraction as in I like.
Right.
But no, you mean attracted, like a magnet. There's something that's bringing me towards you because of it, but it doesn't mean that it's going to end in sex.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
If we're really honest about it, I could say that I'm attracted to Sam. When me and Sam are around each other, we have amazing conversation and it's engaging conversation. There is no sexual attraction there. He knows my husband. My husband could be sitting right there, pass him a blunt, and me and Sam continue to talk. And it's good conversation. That is an attraction.
Yeah.
Stoner Brown is the same way. If you get in a room with Stoner, you cannot help but be attracted to this person's mental because he is extremely knowledgeable and he's pleasant to be around. He's funny.
Yeah.
There are a ton of people like this.
Mm-hmm.
And the opposite is true as well. You could meet a person and get to know their mental and become disattracted to them. I'm not going to say a couple of people that I know, but there are some people that I disdain their mental, but I appreciate who they are as a person and as a networking ability. And so I've found ways to deal with them. But if I don't have to, I won't.
Yeah.
I am not attracted to them in any sort of way, shape, or form, other than the fact that we can mutually be beneficial to each other, career or whatever wise.
That's, yeah.
And I'm mature enough to be able to say that. Are you mature enough to be able to know that there are going to be people that you don't like, but you still got to work with them or do things with them?
Yeah. My problem is I find weird shit attractive. Like someone could be, I could suppose.
Oh, you got a bow leg and you walk with. Oh,
when I tell y'all, look, there's this man with no face. He ain't got no face.
Yeah, you told me about this guy multiple times.
And he's so fine. His face got burnt off somehow. I don't know. But he is so fine. So that's when I need like other people to step in and say, hey, this is not the route we're going. Or, you know, I
got a homegirl who'll be like, I like ugly dudes.
Yes.
I'll be like, do you tell them to their face that you like ugly dudes before you date them?
Have you? Yes.
You cannot tell me to my face that you like ugly dudes and then tell me that you're attracted to me. Because, bitch, I'll punch you in your fucking face.
Tell me what I can't do. Tell me, you want to see? Tell me what I can't do. I said, I like weird, ugly motherfucker. Oh, you like weird, ugly? Yep. And I like you. What? What? Yep. I will tell you.
The audacity, bitch.
I have a.
I'm not doing that.
I have a Beauty and the Beast complex, is what I realized. Yes, I'm calling myself the Beauty.
Sam said, that gets under my skin when women assume that I am trying to get with them when I'm really just trying to be nice. I blame people's parents on that.
I could see.
You've never been showed any sort of affection in a normal setting. So then when somebody shows you any sort of attention, you automatically assume that it's affection. And it's like attention and affection are not the same words.
Man, but what he's saying is right. I'm a very friendly person, and people have gotten mad at me like, well, you're trying to talk to me. No, I'm being friendly. Like, I'm just being friendly. Well, you shouldn't put that out. What you mean? I'm supposed to be mean to you? Well, you shouldn't give me the idea that you... That's all in your head.
Fuck your emotions. Right? Them is your emotions, and they have nothing to do with me.
Right.
I didn't think that thought for you and put it in your head. I wasn't like... Love me.
Well,
no.
Okay, hold on. I do love spells before. Yeah, okay. So that might be my fault.
I swirled my finger in your coffee.
I made your spaghetti.
Would you like some Fellati-Oh this morning? Fellati-Oh.
They're great. Okay. It's over. I
LeBron is a billionaire.
Yep. But shout out to LeBron. He's a billionaire.
LeBron James.
He did it.
We missed all of that. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
And I know all the statistics. I read them all. He only made $373 million off of basketball. The rest was investments and Blaze Pizza. And you know what? Sunshine called it out. I don't even know if you remember. You called it out in the other studio. We did a report on Blaze Pizza and LeBron's stake in it. And you said, I bet you he'll be a billionaire, blah, 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 blah. And there you go.
And there you go. Sunshine said it.